Right. Good morning, everyone. So, indirect tax. Okay. Sorry, I'm sure. Fine. So, we have two types of taxes. Okay. One வந்து பார்த்தீங்கன்னா direct tax. ஒன்னு வந்து பார்த்தீங்கன்னா indirect tax. So, direct tax. Okay. So here we have person. Here also we have person. But person பொறுத்தவரைக்கும் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா here they are subject to PAN number. Okay, they are subject to PAN number. So here, what are the income which has been earned? Okay, on such income the tax will be levied. Okay, the tax will be levied. So here, if such person, okay, who earns income in such previous year, okay, which is chargeable in assessment year. So any income which has been earned in the previous year, okay, so if you earn any income in the previous year, that is has been charged, okay, in such assessment year. So என்ன income earn பண்றோம்னா அந்த previous yearல what are the income which has been earned? Income வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா, so you have heads of income nothing but the chargeability based. Okay, it is subject to what? Chargeability. Usually வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா your income is tax chargeable. Okay, in various heads. Number one வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா salary. Number one வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா number two house property. Next PGBP. Next capital gain. Next other sources. But இதுக்கு முன்னாடி பார்க்கணும்னா, okay, we have to see section 5, which is subject to section 6 and which is subject to section 7 and section 9. Okay, so why I'm just going here in the basic scenarios, we have to come back to the indirect tax or basic introduction section. Okay, just for 15 minutes, 15 to 10, 20 minutes it will be go ahead. So on the topic, we're just going to link over there. So chargeability it is subject to income. Okay, chargeability is subject to what? Income. So we have to understand the levy situation, that is nothing but chargeability. So here, if it is chargeable, okay, it should be chargeable only if it is a taxable income. Okay, if it is a taxable income. So if it is not taxable income, okay, not taxable income, then income tax will not be levied. Income tax will not be levied. So if I am going to say it is a taxable income, then only income tax will, then only your tax will be charged. Otherwise, tax will not be charged. If it is a non-taxable income, okay, then no tax. How to determine taxable income and how to determine non-taxable income? So taxable income and non-taxable income. Okay, I'm not going in depth. I'm just going a little bit basic. Okay, so here it is subject to residential status. Here it is subject to accrual or receipt. Okay, and this will determine the taxable income, right? Why are we just seeing this in the sense, in case of indirect taxes, okay, in case of indirect taxes, the chargeability, okay, is subject to supply. Okay, the chargeability is subject to supply. That is in GST. I'm talking about in GST. Okay, so here it is talking about what? Supply. Here it is talking about what? Income. Okay, if it talks here, it is talking about what? Income. Here it is talking about what? Supply. So again, when it is taxable, again, it is subject to taxable supply. Okay, but it is not subject to non-taxable supply. So we will divide two scenarios: taxable supply and non-taxable supply. So here no GST, here GST will be levied. So here, when I just going to put the GST in the sense, then GST will be levied in this particular scenarios. Okay. So right now, if you check there is in income tax, again we'll back to income tax. Okay, so here it is subject to persons. It is subject to what? Persons. Persons include, who are the persons for the now? Individual, HUF, AOP, BOI, okay, then trust, then company, okay, then firm, LLP, local authority, etc., etc. Okay, they are all called as persons. In such cases, okay, here if it talks about persons in the sense, these persons are, okay, liable for tax. Liable for which tax? Income tax. Okay, if the income, okay, if the income Okay, year earned in the previous year and chargeable in the assessment year. Earned in the previous year, that is chargeable in the assessment year. If we have seen here, in case of indirect taxes, okay, such person first he should be get as a should be called as what, registered person. Okay, if he is a registered person only, then only he can, okay, so he can collect tax. That scenarios we are not seeing right now. So he has to collect tax, then has to pay to the government. So he has to pay to the government. Before going to that, okay, we'll understand a little bit about direct tax and indirect tax. So direct tax பொறுத்தவரைக்கும் பாத்தீங்கன்னா, person who pay on his income, that is he will pay directly. Okay, if he talks about indirect tax, okay, so indirect tax in the sense here, that is the person who pay tax is a different person, and the person who pay to the government is different person. Okay, the person who pay tax is different person, and the person who pay tax is different person. So here there are two scenarios, one is direct tax and one is indirect tax. So here it is subject to assessee who just having PAN number. Okay, if you don't have a PAN number, he has to get a PAN number. Here only a registered person, okay, can collect tax and remit to the government. Okay, can collect tax and remit to the government. Okay, so this is the main concept. Okay, between this and between this. Okay, only a registered person. Only a registered person. Okay, all right. Number two. Now, if you see here, okay, we are talking about what? We are talking about what? Here it is talking about income. Here we are just talking about supply. We are just talking about your income. Here we are just talking about supply in case of GST. So supply, nothing but there is earlier under excise, earlier before GST, there are three acts. Number one, pathina excise. Number two, வந்து pathina custom. Sorry, number two, வந்து pathina service tax. Number three, வந்து pathina like VAT. Okay. So again, now if you come across, so inge வந்து pathina income tax, wealth tax, gift tax, etc., etc. Now wealth tax has been abolished. Okay, gift tax also. So here income tax. Okay, here it is control. It is constituted under central government. It is controlled by the central government. Okay, when it talks about here excise duty and service tax, it is controlled by the central government, and VAT it is subject to what? State government. Okay, so earlier, if you check, okay, I'm just going a little bit in the basic scenarios. I'm just going a bit summarize and the konjam speed up. Okay, other scenarios I just in topic wise I can summarize slowly. Okay, right? Clear? One second. Right. So now we're just going to see in case of indirect taxes. Okay, there are already existing. There is previous law. There is before 1/7/2017. Okay, before 1/7/2017, there is a excise duty. There is a service tax. There is a VAT. Okay. Now this all three has been abolished, and now there is a new act called as GST. Okay. Earlier, in case of excise duty, it is subject to what? Manufacturing goods. Okay, the taxable event. I'm talking about what? Taxable event. It is subject to what? Taxable. There is manufacturing goods. Number two, service taxes. It is nothing but services. Number three, VAT is nothing but goods. Okay. So here this is the taxable event, but here in case of GST, it is nothing but it is subject to supply. It is subject to what? Supply. Okay. Here the supply will play a major role. Okay. In this cases, when it talks about supply, okay, supply is nothing but goods and services. Goods and services, or goods or services. Goods or services. Clear? Right? So earlier on the tax on Padina, it is subject to excise duty, subject to service tax, subject to VAT. Now under GST, okay, now under GST, it has been bring into, okay, CGST, SGST, IGST, okay, and UTGST. Okay, CGST, SGST, IGST, and UTGST. So earlier, the excise duty on the it is subject to central government control. Here also central government control. VAT is subject to what? State government control. Now, if you check here, it has been enacted by central government. It has been enacted by state government. It has been enacted by central government and state government. Okay. So, but here UTGST it is enacted by the state, that is respective. Okay, respective. There is, it is also subject to that is central government, but subject to that union territories. Okay, subject to that union territories. Earlier on, okay, here every goods which are accessible goods, it is subject to excise duty, and if it is service tax and service tax, if it is VAT in the sense VAT. Now all goods and services which are subject to GST, which are subject to what? GST. Now except, okay, except I just writing here, except number 1, petroleum crude. Number 1 what? Petroleum crude. Number 2, high speed, okay, diesel. Number 3, natural gas. Number 4, aviation turbine fuel. Number 5, tobacco and tobacco products. Clear? So here this product, okay, still in the control of, okay, because if you see in petroleum product, the petrol bank, there is, if you're putting petrol, okay, there is no GST, etc. High speed will also no GST. Okay, natural gas also no GST. Okay, I mean, this everything which has been not covered under GST, they are still, if they are manufactured, it is subject to excise duty, and because they are also trading, excise duty and VAT. If they are doing only trading, they are subject to only VAT. Okay, they are subject to only VAT. In addition to that, okay, also having one more scenario is called as what? That is, it is in the control of state government. It is nothing but alcoholic, okay, liquor for human consumption. Alcoholic liquor for human consumption. Okay, so alcoholic liquor for human consumption. If you check this alcoholic liquor for human consumption, it is still with the state government. There is state government, and VAT has been levied. VAT has been levied. Okay, wow. So these are the scenarios which is not there in the GST. These are the scenarios which is not there in the GST. Okay, these are the scenarios which are subject to what? What? Subject to VAT and excise duty. Still, that means what? You're told there is excise duty and VAT, okay, that are not totally abolished. Okay, still some goods, okay, or okay, are subject to what? Excise duty and VAT. Okay, other than this product, everything which has been covered under GST. Other than this product, everything which has been covered under GST. Clear? So if it talks about GST, all other product which has been covered under GST except this two products, except this, there is except this few products. Okay, so if it talks about, there is number 1 is petroleum crude, number 2 is high speed diesel oil, number 3 natural gases, number 4 aviation turbine, number 5 tobacco products, and number 6 is alcoholic liquor for human consumption. Okay, to summarize, okay, we are talking about direct tax and indirect tax. Okay, so we are talking about here it is an income, here it is subject to supply, here it is any person who has been registered, he has to liable, who has earned income in such previous year is liable. Here only a registered person or a person liable for registration is just going to collect tax on behalf of the government, and he will pay to the government. Here he will pay the everything he will pay. Okay, there is whatever the income which has been earned by this person, he will pay the tax. Here he will collect the tax from the person and he will pay to the government. Okay, now, okay, so these are the basic introduction about the GST. Okay, these are the basic introduction about the GST. Now, right, now, if it talks about GST, why GST? Okay, why GST has been introduced? Why GST is there? Okay, see, if you see here, we using the word called as GST. Okay, in our country, it has been using the word called as what? GST. Okay, in the other countries, they use the word called as VAT or GST. Okay, VAT is nothing but value added. Okay, VAT is nothing but value added tax. Okay, for any value additions. Okay, for example, if you Dubai la pathina, UAE la pathina, okay, you have UAE VAT. Okay, That is, they put a simple percentage at the rate of 15%. This is nothing but indirect taxes for any supply. Okay, any supply. Okay, for example, Mr. A selling goods to Mr. B. Okay, and Mr. B selling goods to Mr. C. Okay, Mr. C selling goods to Mr. D. Okay, B is a manufacturer, C is a trader, and D is a customer. Okay, and A is also a manufacturer. Okay, so this person selling goods now, he's selling the goods at the rate of 100. Now you will put at the rate of 5%. Okay, then 105. You will sell to 105. So here, this person will sell the goods. Okay, here because 100 is the tax and 5 is the VAT. Okay, next this person will add some value additions 20 rupees and he will make a profit of rupees 30 rupees. Okay, he will sell the goods to at the rate of 150. He will sell the goods at the rate of 150. Okay, plus VAT. Okay, plus VAT போடுறதுக்கு பாத்தீங்கன்னா 7.5. So total வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா 157.5. Now he put some value additions in this goods. Okay, on this 150 he will add some 30 plus profit of rupees 20. Now totally he is going to sell at the rate of 200 rupees. Okay, to this person. When he sell 200 rupees to this person, okay, in addition to that, he also need to pay VAT of rupees 5 at the rate of rupees 10. Okay, so totally he will just sell at the rate of 210. Okay, to his customer he will buy at the rate of 210. Okay, so this is the scenarios, nothing but value additions. Okay, value additions in India it is totally different. I'm talking about in other countries. Okay, so this has been nothing but a value additions. Okay, this is nothing but value addition tax. Okay, so on every value addition your tax will be levied. For example, 100 rupees when I buy for 100, I'm talking about B scenarios. When I buy 100, now okay, I am putting some value additions of 20 plus 30, it is totally 150. Okay, I'm putting a value addition of rupees 50. Okay, here I already paid tax of rupees 5. So here tax is nothing but 7.5. The differences of tax, okay, is nothing but 2.5 is on this 50 rupees. Okay, so this is called as what? Value additions. The same scenario which is also applicable in GST. The same scenario is also applicable in GST. Okay, earlier okay, now it also applicable in GST. That means what? Cascading effect. Okay, to protect this cascading effect. Earlier, if it talks about excise duty, service tax, VAT. Okay, this has been levied by the central government. This has been levied by the state government. Okay, when it is levied by the central government, when it is levied by the state government. Okay, so here, if it is levied by the central government, okay, this input cannot be taken by this person. Okay, for example, I manufacture the goods, I paid excise duty. Okay, 100 is my total value. On this, I paid excise duty of rupees 10. So total value is 110, and I pay 5% on this, 5.5. So total is 15.5. Assume that B is a trader. B is a trader. Okay, he is not subject to excise duty. Then he will not take this as an input tax credit. Now no input tax credit on this. Okay, in under VAT. Okay, so he has to pay on this 110. Okay, this 5.5 he can eligible for VAT input. Okay, you can take VAT input, ITC, input tax credit. Okay, but this 10 rupees is also considered as a cost. Okay, you know very well because you are in costing person. So this will be added with your cost and it will be increase your material cost or whatever cost. Okay, so hence you will be paying tax on tax. Okay, you're paying what? Tax on tax. Now this everything which has been avoided. Now everything which has been avoided. Now it has been bringing into only 3 scenarios. One is CGST, one is SGST, one is IGST, and another thing is UTGST. Okay, so here the bringing. Okay, there is no concept of excise duty. There is no concept of manufacturing. There is no concept of trading. There is no concept of other scenarios. Okay, there is a concept. Everything there is a concept, but everything will bringing into the word called as supply. Okay, the word called as supply. Okay, earlier the excise duty into the excise for the you have excise. There is manufacturing goods. Okay, there is a goods. Okay, no services. Service tax for the only services. Okay, and there is VAT for the only movable goods. Okay, and it is only a goods. Okay, which is trading goods, something. But so here in supply, whether it is a trading goods, whether it is a manufacturing goods, whether it is a services, or whether any other scenarios. Okay, trading and manufacturing plus services, etc., etc. All thing which has been bringing into word called as what? Supply. That means what? Supplying goods as well as services, or goods and services. They use the word called as goods as well as services, and they use the word called as goods and services. Clear? Okay, right? Now, under this, okay, if it talks about GST, under this talks about GST. Okay, now we already use the word called as value added. On every value addition, the GST will be levied. Okay, the tax will be levied. Number two, what is the advantages? Advantages number two, avoid cascading effect. Avoid what? Cascading effect. We're talking about what? Advantages. Number three, there is no multi-registration. Okay, multi-registration, I just come back here. For example, if I'm going by VAT, if I want to collect VAT, I have to register under VAT. Okay, if it is TN VAT in the sense TN VAT, if it is Andhra VAT in the sense Andhra VAT, okay, if it is Telangana VAT in the sense Telangana VAT, etc., etc., I have to register in each and every state. Number two, I have to register under excise duty. Okay, and I have to pay subject to so and so. Okay, then I have to register under service tax. So now this multi-registration is avoided. Okay, so here multi-registration is there, but it is subject to GST. Okay, you have to do multi-registration. Okay, only okay if you have in different state. Okay, then you have to do multi-registration, but not multi-registration in different law. Okay, it is not subject to different law. Okay, it is subject to, because this is the different law, this is different law, this is different law. Okay, but here there is no different law. You have to register as subject to GST. You have to register subject to what? GST. Okay, next, number three, uniform tax structure. Uniform tax structure. Okay, see, for example, okay, you have different structures in different states. Okay, now everything bringing it into uniform, and if I'm doing business in India now, it is applicable. Okay, it is applicable in all places. Okay, the same rate of tax, same percentage of tax, so there is no variance in taxes. So they're bringing into uniformly. Okay, so your multiple tax level, multiple scenarios, everything I avoided. Now, yeah, there is suppose assume that if a foreign company is coming in India, they want to register in VAT, they have to register in excise duty, they have to register in this particular scenarios. Okay, and there is no structural concept, they're not understanding the concept properly. Now, everything they brought in into one tax. Okay, that is called as what? GST. Okay, so multiple tax has been avoided. Multiple tax has been avoided, and multiple percentage has been avoided. So hence, so it has been increased to do business easy. Okay, so compliance is a little bit easy right now. Okay, earlier it was a little bit difficult. Now it has been bringing into very easiest method. Clear? Right. So now we are just going for the next topic. There is either topic wise for. So now we are understanding GST. Under GST, there are, okay, we have to collect taxes. What type of taxes you just going to collect taxes? Pathina one, CGST. Number two, SGST. Number three, IGST. Okay, number four, UTGST. Okay, so CGST already we have seen that it has been what? Collected by the central government. Okay, and revenue goes to the central government. SGST also will go to the state government. IGST, it will be both state government and central government. Okay, it will be collected. That is both the scenarios. Here, if it talks about this scenarios, okay, if it talks about this scenarios, okay, here you can come two ways. One is inter and intra. Okay, inter and intra. So now we're just going to see interstate supply, intrastate supply. So interstate supply is nothing but, okay, between states. Between states. அதாவது ஒரு state, there is, for example, Tamil Nadu is one state and Andhra is another state. If I doing transaction between these states, then I am subject to inter. I am subject to what? Inter. Here inter is nothing but that is within state. Inter is nothing but within state. I am in Tamil Nadu, there is Madurai. I am transferred to Tamil Nadu again in, okay, Tamil Nadu in Chennai. Okay, both are in same state, so it is nothing but intrastate. Okay, So here, if it talks about interstate, okay, the tax will be levied under IGST. The tax will be levied under IGST. If it is intrastate, you have to levy CGST or SGST. If it is a union territory, okay, then UTGST. Okay, if it is a union territory, it is subject to what? UTGST. I think so. I'm clear. So now you will know about CGST, SGST, okay, IGST. Okay, now there is a one thing called as UTGST. Okay, so UTGST we have totally 7 union territories and 29 states. Okay, we have 7 union territories and we have 29 states. Okay, all the states are subject to state legislature. Okay, union territories, suppose they are subject to state legislature. Okay, they are not, that is without state legislature. Okay, so there are 2 union territory which are subject to state legislation. One is nothing but Pondicherry. Number 2, another thing is called as what? Delhi. So if they are subject to state legislature, then they will put SGST and not UTGST. They will put what? SGST and not UTGST. Exam la kekadukana vaaipu undu. So they will put what? SGST and there is instead of UTGST, they will put what? SGST. Number 2, in case they don't have state legislature power, like there is state like Chandigarh. Number 2, Lakshadweep. Number 3, Daman, Diu. Number 4, Andaman and Nicobar. Okay, Andaman and Nicobar. Next, Dadra and Nagar Haveli. Okay, Dadra and Nagar Haveli. Okay, in the 5 union territory, okay, they are not subject to state legislature. So hence they have to, they are not subject to SGST. Okay, they have to raise UTGST. They have to use what? UTGST. They will come under union territory. They have to raise what? UTGST. Clear? Right? Fine. Now we'll buy next scenarios. Okay, we are understanding there is different types of taxes. One is CGST tax, SGST tax, or UTGST or IGST. Okay, so here these 2 are intra, this is inter. Okay, fine. Now we need to understand one more scenario. This is a basic scenarios. Okay, so now we understand this topic. Now we just going to understand, okay, where to register. Okay, where to register? You have to register in the GSTN portal. Okay, GSTN portal. Okay, GSTN portal GST. Okay, network. GST network. You have the website called as what? GST web network. So you have to register in such network. Okay, yeah, then only you can proceed further transaction. Clear? Now this GST network is nothing but 100% government company. Okay, it is nothing but 100% government company. Okay, so here this scenarios, this is called as what? 100% government company. You heard about section 8 companies. You heard about what? Section 8 companies. Okay, under section 8 companies, okay, they already registered and it is controlled by the government. Okay, it is controlled by the government. Okay, they are subject to non-profit organization. They are subject to what? Non-profit organization. Through GSTN only, you have to file, that is, you have to first register. Number 2, you have to file the return. Okay, you have to file the appeal. Okay, you have to create, that is, you have to pay tax. Okay, then you have to generate any, okay, any other scenarios. Okay, through GSTN only, you have to do all those activities. Hence, it is much relevance when you're talking about GST. You also need to understand about the GSTN network. You have to understand about what? GSTN network. Clear? Right? Okay, fine. I understand GSTN network now. Okay, by using GSTN network, I can register, I can file, I can appeal, I can go, I can file my returns, I can pay my taxes, etc., etc. But one more scenario, there is a one thing called as what? This is everything which has been controlled by a person called as what? GST Council. It is called as what? GST Council. Okay, right. Who is this GST Council? If it talks about GST Council, okay. So this GST Council earlier on, central government, which has been, there is income tax, okay, then excise duty, service tax, sorry, excise duty, service tax, etc., etc. You heard about the finance budget, okay, which is passed by the finance minister, okay, union finance minister, okay, now it is Nirmala Sitharaman, okay, they will pass the budget, okay, about this particular scenarios, okay. Assume that in preceding previous, that is before 2017, they will not subject to, okay, there is VAT, they will not announce anything about VAT, okay. Now GST also will be part of this, okay, now GST also will be part of this, and it is under the control of union finance minister, okay. So because this GST council, okay, how it has been constituted, okay, when it has been constituted, Badina, it has been constituted with effect from 2016, okay, but there is act is applicable with effect from 2017, but this council has been started in 2016 itself. So what, who are the persons, Badina? Number one, chairperson yaar Badina? That union finance minister right now under the Nirmala Sitharaman, okay, now it is nothing but Nirmala Sitharaman, okay. Number two, okay, here, okay, the person, there is the union minister of state in charge, union minister of state in his charge, okay, there is one union minister who is responsible for state in charge, okay, that person is also in the particular meeting. It is nothing but a constitution, we use the word called as constitution, okay. That constitution, okay, set of members, is set of members, and set of members la chairperson yaar pathina union finance minister, அடுத்து there is other person pathina yaar pathina, okay, it is subject to what, the union minister, okay, union minister of state in charge. Number three, there is next one, union ministers, okay, okay, of finance of each, there is union minister of finance, one second, sorry, okay. Next one, state revenue minister, state revenue minister. Next one, minister of each state. For example, நம்ம ஸ்டேட்ல யார் யூனியன் மினிஸ்டர் பாத்தீங்கன்னா, நம்ம ஸ்டேட்ல யார் finance minister பாத்தீங்கன்னா யாரு, ஓ பன்னீர்செல்வம், OPS, okay, he is the, okay, Mr. OPS, okay, this person is a finance minister of state. So each and every state there is a finance minister, they will be participating in the meeting, okay, and they will be attend this meeting. If they want to change, they will be participating in the meeting. And one more additional persons, minister of state of any department, okay, any department, okay. For example, it might be a fishery department, or it might be a government department, it might be a defense department, it might be any department, okay. So in such cases they will also participate, okay. If anything happened to this particular department, if anything want to discuss about this department, they also participate in this particular scenarios, because they are also part of the member of this particular scenarios. What they will do, என்ன பண்ணுவாங்க அந்த GST council பார்த்தனா, they will determine the tax rate, number 2, they will determine the exemption, number 3, they will determine the threshold limit, okay, they will determine the threshold limit. Number 4, if there is any dispute, that also will be discussing. For example, okay, now at present COVID-19 is going on, there are a lot of things which has been discussing over here, and lot of changes which has been updating through GST council, okay. So certain returns has been waived, for example GST 3B, GSTR 1, okay, there is usually monthly returns they has to file, okay. If you want to file a monthly return, in the sense you have to file every month, okay. GST 1 for the 10th of following month, 3B for the 20th of following month. Now this has been waived, okay, it has been postponed to June 30th, okay, this has been postponed to June 30th. This decision can be taken by this particular persons, okay, they only has to take under this particular scenarios, okay, clear. Now if it talks about this, okay, so these are the basic scenarios you need to understand, okay. எதுக்காக இந்த basic scenarios எதுக்காக explain பண்ணனும்னா, unless otherwise if you not understand the flow, okay, nature of flow and other things and all, you are not, there is இதுக்கு அப்புறம் வந்து we just going for the topic wise, we are just going to understand topic wise. So everything it is in your books, everything we have been covering accordingly, okay, just go through accordingly, fine, right. So now, so these are the major scenarios, okay, right, fine. So here if you seen, there is a certain definition, okay, if you seen, there is a certain definition. Okay, number one, aggregate turnover. Here and after, just go a little bit slow because the topic we are going to see one by one, one by one, one by one. Okay, so we need to understand each and every concept wise. Okay, what is this turnover? Okay, what is this turnover? So it is a turnover. It include all taxable supply. Number one, what? It include what? All taxable supply. Number two, it include what? Exempt supply. Number three, it include what? Okay, there is. It also include what? Export supply. That is nothing but zero rated supply. Okay, but it does not. That is, it also include. Okay, transaction between. Okay, between a person to another person, a registered person to another registered person who have same PAN number. Okay, same PAN number. We're just going to understand this. Okay, in later point. Okay, this person is called as what? Distinct person. This person is called as what? Distinct person. Okay, now here and after I just go in this tone only. Okay, up to this it's a basic topic. I just pushed up to the basic topic. Now here and after we have to understand these scenarios. Okay, so here why turnover? Why we need to understand turnover? And turnover, but we have to understand turnover is nothing but we always seen that it is a taxable supply. Number two, it is an exempt supply. Number three, it is an export supply. Number three, between person to person. Okay, you have same PAN number. Okay, same PAN number, but except reverse charge mechanism. But except what? Reverse charge mechanism. In such cases, okay, in such cases, this scenarios is relevance. Engengla relevance patana. Number one, okay, to determine the registration. To determine what? Registration. Number two, to determine audit. To determine what? Audit. Okay, so to determine audit, and in case in future there is, it is subject to so on other scenarios also. Registration, determine registration. If any person who is exceed more than 10 lakhs or more than 20 lakhs or more than 40 lakhs, we just going to see later point. Okay, what is this and all. If the turnover exceed more than this, okay, then you are to liable for registration. For this registration point, we have to understand this definition. We have to understand this definition. Unless otherwise, if you don't know about the definition of turnover, assume that, okay, I supplied taxable supply, I supplied exempt supply, I supplied export supply. I'm saying that this two only included, this is not included, then you are wrong. Okay, department will put it, and that is department will levy on you, that is department will charge on you. Okay, you have to liable to pay tax on such scenarios. You have to liable to pay tax on such scenarios. So you have to understand the definition properly. You have to understand the definition properly. Unless if you are not understand the definition properly, then you are not able to, that is you are not able to, there is you are not able to understand the registration, you are not able to understand the audit, because here it is subject to what? Turnover. It is subject to what? Turnover. And there is, you have to know about the turnover. Okay, next, number two, for audit. Audit, there are three types of audit we are just going to see later, but we are just going to talk about GST audit. Okay, GST audit. Okay, so here if the turnover exceed more than 2 crores, if the turnover exceed more than 2 crores, then this person is liable for audit. Again, in this turnover, you also understand what is turnover. What is turnover? For example, I'm a person, I'm paying tax, okay, under taxable supply, okay, and exempt supply, subject to 1.5 crores, and also paying tax under RCM of 75 lakhs. Okay, there is totally I'm paying tax on total amount 1.75 lakhs and 75 lakhs. Total amount is 2.25 lakhs. So here this RCM shall not be included. Okay, hence my turnover is less than 1.5 crores. Then I'm not subject to audit. I'm not subject to audit. Registration we just see in different point of view, but here I'm not subject to audit because my turnover is not exceeding what? 2 crores. But here, if you check about this particular scenarios, I'm subject to RCM, reverse charge mechanism. Assume that here, if it is 3 crores, then I'm subject to audit. Okay, it is subject to what? Audit. So RCM shall not be included with the turnover. RCM shall not be included with the turnover. See, RCM is the chargeability scenarios where you have to pay tax. Okay, we're just going to see levy. There are two types of levy. One is forward levy, forward charge, and reverse charge. Okay, reverse charge is mandatory, but reverse charge shall not be counted for the purpose of turnover. Reverse charge cannot be counted for the purpose of turnover. So you're going to pay tax on the forward charge, or you're going to pay charge on the reverse charge. Both are you are to liable for paying tax. Okay, but for the purpose of turnover, this RCM shall not be counted. Only this forward charges shall be counted. Clear? Okay, right. So this is scenarios where when you are talking about turnover, you should not include CGST, you should not include SGST, you should not include IGST, you cannot include then UTGST. Okay, you should not include any cess subject to GST, subject to cess. Okay, so this item shall not be included. Okay, this is subject to what? GST Act. Okay, this is subject to what? GST Act. This shall not be included while computing your turnover. Okay, while computing your turnover. This is number one. Okay, so now we are understanding a basic scenarios about turnover. Number two, we're just going to understand about business. We're just going to understand about business. Okay, when you're talking about business, okay, from our point of view, okay, number one, trade, comma, commerce, comma, manufacture, comma, profession, comma, vocation, comma, adventures, comma, wages. I know what is trading, I know what is commerce, I know what is manufacture, I know what is professional. Vocation also like classes, etc., etc. That is vocation. Adventures nothing but they like MGM, etc., etc. There will become some adventures. Wager is nothing but okay, the person in the club in the cheat atom, gambling, etc., etc. Okay, one person is called as better. Okay, that person is also liable for. It is also called as what? Business, and it is also subject to what? GST. It is also subject to what? GST. Now, I am doing any activities or transaction with regards to the services. I am doing any activities or transaction, okay, with regards to this activities, then it is also subject to what? Business. It is also subject to what? Business. Okay. If I am doing any incidental or ancillary, okay, that is also subject to what? Business. If I'm doing incidental or auxiliary to this particular activities, then it is also called as what? Business. Okay. Then, if I'm doing any activities which is related to my closure of the business or for my startup my business, this is also called as what? What? Business. This is also called as what? Business. For example, it's company secretary who support for the closure of the business. Okay, that is also considered as supply. This is also considered as business. Okay, so here this activity is also will be considered as business. Okay, so here suppose I'm going to a theater. Okay, where for going to theater I have to pay a charges. Okay, nothing but I am entry charges. Okay, entry charges if I'm going to pay in the sense that admission fees. Okay, that is also subject to business. That admission fees is also subject to business. I'm going to watch IPL match. I'm paying. Okay, I'm paying what? Like ticket cost. When I pay ticket cost, that is also subject to what? Business. Okay, it is also subject to what? GST. I'm going to watch race club. Okay, I'm going to pay entry fees. That is also subject to what? GST. Okay, that is also subject to what? Business. Right. So now we are understanding the basic scenario. This is about business. Okay, here gambling, betting, everything will becomes under business. One more scenarios. Okay, I have a flat. In that I am being a member. Okay, in that I am being a member. Okay. Otherwise, if I am going to a club, I'm going to act like a member. When I'm paying this membership fees, that is also called as business. That is also called as what? Business. Okay, right. When the government is giving any contract to any person, government is giving any contract to any person, that is also considered as business. That is also considered as business. So this everything which are subject to business. Okay. Now, why we need to read business? Now, why need to read business? Business pati padikinuma. We have to understand about the business, right? So, whether we need to understand about business? Yes, we need to understand about the business because your ITC, input tax credit, is eligible only if you used for the furtherance to the business or in the course to the business. Okay, in the course to the business. If there is no business, no ITC. If there is no business, No ITC. If I'm not using for my business, then I cannot avail ITC at all. Okay. So here we need to understand about the business. We have to understand about the business because right now we are discussing about the cascading effect. Okay, cascading effect another. I already paid tax. Now I adjusted with my tax. That is nothing but here this tax is called as what? Input tax. This tax is nothing but it is called as what? Output tax. Okay, so this tax is nothing but input tax. This tax is nothing but output tax. My input tax is 100, my output tax is 200. Now I can adjust this 100, then I am liable to pay difference of rupees 100. Okay, this is my liability. Now if I'm not using for this for my business purpose, I'm using for my personal purpose now, then this 200 is not eligible, then you have to liable to pay off 200 rupees. So it is very much relevance you have to understand about the business. It is very much relevance to understand about the business. So you have to use for the business. Okay, then only you have to eligible for the this particular scenarios. Okay, right. Next, if it talks about business, there is a one more business called as what? Business vertical. Okay, so here it is called as what? Business vertical. Okay, so when it talks about business verticals, okay, one second. Okay, business vertical பொறுத்தவரைக்கும் பாத்தீங்கன்னா, okay, for example, in the business vertical, why we just going to see now, we are just going to see under registration. Okay, we just going to see under registration. Suppose I am running a petrol bunk. Okay, I am running a hardware. I am running a any other business. Okay, any other, I'm any service industry. Okay, service activities. So each and every business are called as business vertical. Each and every business is called as what? Business vertical. Okay, if I'm doing in a consolidation way, I have to maintain each and every business. I have to maintain separate accounts and records, and accounts and records. Okay, so why in the sense input eligible for this particular scenarios, input eligible for only for this particular scenarios, input eligible for this particular scenarios. Okay, hence when it talks about if it is a business vertical, okay, then it is subject to, okay, it is subject to what? This particular services, transaction and goods, etc, etc. Okay, these are the main concept we have to understand in this business. Okay, business vertical we will see under registration also. We'll see under registration. நம்ம ஒவ்வொரு definition க்கும் அதோட importance கொஞ்சம் பார்க்கிறோம், அதோட scenarios பார்க்கிறோம். We are also going to understand and we just going to show in your book also. We just going to complete, that is topic 1 இப்போ complete ஆக போகுது. Okay, one by one we just going to see. Next topic called as what? Casual taxable person. Okay, casual taxable person. What do you mean by casual taxable person? Okay, I am a person. Okay, I am registered in Tamil Nadu. Okay, I want to do business in Andhra Pradesh where I don't have place of business. I don't have what? Place of business, but I'm going to do some business activities in that particular scenarios. Okay, so here I'm not going for the long term. I'm not going for the long term. I'm going only for the short term. Okay, I'm going only for the short term. Okay, in such cases, if I'm going to registered, okay, then I have to comply with all provision. I have to comply with all provision under GST. So there is one option called as what? Casual taxable person. For example, okay, what is this casual taxable person? So first we will understand that. For example, okay, Yomurthy just going to do business. Okay, I am in Bangalore. Okay, in Chennai there is a trade center. Okay, I want to put a shop in this particular trade center for 30 days. Okay, for this whether I have to register, I want to register, but I'm not going to register in a normal way. I'm going to register in casual taxable person for this temporary period. Okay, where I don't have any place of business or other things and all. For this temporary period, I'm going to do such activities. Okay, I can register. Okay, so hence what I will do in this sense, okay, here I will register for temporary basis. I will register for temporary basis based on my registration. That is based on my that registration is valid for 90 days. Okay, that are all we're just going to see. Okay, additional 90 days it would be valid. Okay, so here what I'm trying to explain is here it is for a temporary basis. It is for temporary basis. I need not go by normal registration. I can go for temporary registration. What is the benefit, Patina? Okay, after this 90 days, you will be automatically vacated from out of from GST. You need not to file GST 3B. You need not to file GST as 1. You need not to file GST or annual return. You need not to file GST on 9, 9C, etc., for this particular scenarios. Okay, you need not to file this scenarios and all. So you're avoiding certain documents and other related activities. You're avoiding all those scenarios. Okay, clear, right? Now we're just going to understand one more topic called as what? Composite supply. Okay, what do you mean by composite supply? Okay, composite supply is nothing but, okay, suppose a service, there is a supply plus another supply. You have two supply, okay, which are supplying in a same point. Okay, which are supplying in your same point, but this supply, okay, but this supply, okay, what happens is if you see in this supply here, this supply cannot made without this supply. Okay, this supply cannot made without this supply. For example, I'm going for a room. I'm going to take a room rent. A room. Okay, I'm occupying a room. Okay, in such cases, when I'm occupying a room, they're also giving breakfast. Okay, they're also giving what? Breakfast. Okay, here they are providing restaurant services. Here they're providing room services. Okay, here see, without room services, no breakfast. Okay, I can have breakfast outside, etc., that are not different services. Okay, but I'm talking about what? This breakfast giving with this restaurant services. Okay, so if I'm getting this breakfast, only if I avail this room services, otherwise I cannot avail this room restaurant services. In such cases, okay, in such cases, what I will do in the sense, okay, what I will do in the sense, here, this is called as what? Principal supply. This is called as what? Other supply. Without principal supply, there is no other supply. Without principal supply, there is no other supply. Another example, I am booking an air ticket. I'm booking what? Air ticket. While booking air ticket, they also booking what? Insurance. They also booking what? Insurance. Here it is a principal supply. Here it is a additional supply. Okay. So this services is called as what? Bundle of services. Okay. Bundle of services. Okay. Bundles of supply where it cannot be segregated. Where it cannot be segregated. Okay. Why we just going to understand this scenarios in the sense composite supply we just going to see under levy. Okay, we're just going to see under levy rate of tax. Okay, rate of tax under which the tax will be levied. Okay, rate of tax for the Madina, it is subject to principal supply, it is not subject to additional supply. It is not subject to it is subject to what? Principal supply, it is subject to what? Additional supply. Number one. Number two, we are also going to see under one more scenarios, okay, where there is, we just going to talk about, okay, there is ineligible ITC. Ineligible ITC. If it is a composite supply, then eligible for ITC. If it is a composite supply, then it is eligible for ITC. So those area we just going to see under this particular topic. Okay. Next, there's a one more supply called as mixed supply. The same scenarios, you are supplying two or more supply. This is one there is two or more supply. For example, okay, there is a cover of, okay, you have a gift box. In that you have pen, you have chocolate, you have one more. There is you have chocolate. Okay, you have, there is some accessories. You have any other items. Okay, some other items. Okay, so here this gift they can supply separately this one. They can supply separately this one. They can supply separately this one, and they can supply separately this one. Okay, so here it is not bundled. Here it is not bundled. Number one. Number two, each and every supply can supply individually. Okay, without this supply this can be done, without this supply this can be done, without this supply this can be done, without this supply this can be done. So here it is not subject to bundle. Okay, it is not subject to bundle. So you can supply separate supply. Okay, so hence there is no bundle of supply. Hence there is no bundle of supply. Hence it is called as what? Mixed supply. What is the difference between composite supply and what is the difference between mixed supply, Patina? Composite supply, it is supplied to, okay, it is supplied to principal supply, and here it is supplied to the supply which has highest rate of tax. Here it is subject to what? Highest rate of tax. Okay, there is no principal supply concept, there is no other supply concept. Here only there is, it is separate supply. So hence the tax will be levied on the highest rate. It is taxable will be levied based on principal supply. It is subject to composite supply and mixed supply. it is subject, it is bundled, here no bundled. Okay, a tax rate there is subject to principal supply, a tax rate is subject to what? Highest rate. Okay, it is tax supply subject to what? Highest rate. So this is a major differences in this scenarios. Okay, this is a major differences in this scenarios. Okay, so here without the supply will not arise. You can supply separate supply accordingly. You can supply separate supply accordingly. Okay, this is subject to what composite supply and other supply. Okay, right. Next we have to understand forward charge and reverse charge. Forward charge and reverse charge. Okay, we're going to understand what forward charge and reverse charge. What do you mean by forward charge? For example, you're going to department store, okay, where I purchased a product. That product, okay, which is subject to taxable supply, the department store will collect tax from you, from the customer, and pay to the government. Okay, this is called as what? Forward charge. This is called as what? Forward charge. That means here supplier, recipient, supplier will pay. Supplier will pay tax to government. I'm sorry saying that supplier will pay tax to the government. In case of reverse charge, okay, certain services like GTA, okay, where the GTA is providing services to what? Any manufacturer. The manufacturer will pay tax. Manufacturer will pay tax. Here, GTA is a supplier and the manufacturer is the recipient. Okay, availing what? This freight services. Okay, where this recipient, okay, if the recipient is liable to pay tax, it's called as what? Reverse charge mechanism. It's called as what? Reverse charge mechanism. Okay, so this is the scenarios which is subject to what? Forward charge, and this is subject to what? Reverse charge. Clear? Right? Now, we're going to understand goods. Okay, we are just going to understand goods. Okay, under this goods, here it does not include money or securities. Not include money or securities, but include actionable claim. But include what? Actionable claim. Number 2, growing crops. Okay, number 3, if anything attached with the earth and it has been going to cut. Okay, this are all called as what? Goods. Okay, goods is nothing but a movable supply. Goods is nothing but a movable supply. Okay, so which is all called as what? Goods. Next, number 2, we have to understand about India. We have to understand about India. Why we need to understand about India in the sense? Okay, so India, if it talks about India in the sense, number 1, okay, so here there is, you have assume that, okay, this India, it is also include what? Territorial water, constitutional shelf, exclusive economic zone, etc., etc., seabed, okay, subsoil, etc. So here assume that, okay, it is in India. Okay, so assumed. Okay, I just putting here. So if you put here, so here you have constitutional zone. Okay, here you have what? Constitutional zone. In the sea also you have some scenarios. Okay, that is also considered as India. Why India in the sense? Okay, because your GST. Okay, whether it is a SGST or there is CGST or SGST or IGST. Okay, or it is subject to inter or intra. Everything decide about this particular scenarios. Everything will be decided about this particular scenarios. So your tax will be decided about this particular scenarios, and which government it will be goes also decide about this particular scenarios. So you have to understand the complete concept about this particular tax. Okay, so unless otherwise if you not understand this complete topics, okay, then there is this India way Purilana, India, suppose I am supplying to this special economic zone, I am supplying to this exclusive economic zone, I am supplying to territorial water where the bridge has been constructing over here, I am supplying here, whether it is subject to interstate or whether it is subject to interstate, number 1, whether it is supplying in Tamil Nadu, whether it is supplying outside Tamil Nadu, Rupan, whether it is supplied to outside Tamil Nadu, okay, everything you should be consider accordingly, everything you have to consider accordingly, okay. Right, so these are the major scenarios we have to understand before going to this. Okay, right. Next, we're going to understand another important topic called as persons. Okay, here persons means individual, persons means HUF, persons means company. Okay, LLP, okay, AOP, BOI, okay, next வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா local authority, next வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா trust, okay, next வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா society, etc., etc. This is everything which has been covered here, covered where in income tax, covered in income tax. In additional here, one more thing, so there is artificial judicial person, okay, local authority, etc., etc., everything has been included here. In additional here, it also includes central government, it also includes state government, it also include what, central government, and it also include what, state government. It also include what, there is local authority la vandaduna any authority which has been established by the central government or state government. For example, Kudangalam, okay, that is in panchayat, etc., etc., that will comes under this local authority. So here, but here it also includes state government and central government under GST, under GST. They are also called as what, person. They are also called as what, person. So we are talking about person, person including individual, HUF, company, LLP, AOP, BOI, okay, there is trust, and here corporate society, okay, anything which has been any other, so there is any other body corporate which has been authorized by any other country, okay, that is also included. But in addition, you also include central government as well as state government. You also include what, central government as well as state government, right? Fine. Now we are understanding person, we are understanding India, we are understanding goods, okay, then we are understanding what, forward charge, reverse charge, we are understanding composite supply and mixed supply, okay, we are also understanding casual taxable person, okay, and normal taxable person, we are also understanding what, and other scenarios. Now we just going to understand, okay, another scenario is called as what, taxable supply and exempt supply. Taxable supply and exempt supply, anything which has been leviable under this act, GST act, okay, it is called as what, taxable supply. Exempt supply is nothing but nil rated supply, non-taxable supply, okay, nil rated supply, non-taxable supply, exempt supply, okay, exempt supply subject to notification, subject to what, notification. For example, in the exempt supply subject to notification, now I am going to hotel, okay, if hotel on less than 1000, no tax, more than 1000, tax, okay. If I am getting room of 1250 na, then it is called as taxable supply. If I am going for a place, that is if I am going for a room which I am availing 999, okay, then it is called as what, exempt supply subject to notification. So here this is the differences, okay. Non-taxable supply, for example, egg is a non-taxable supply, okay, milk is a non-taxable supply, it is a supply which is non-taxable supply, okay, it is also subject to nil rate, it is also subject to what, nil rate, 0%, it is also subject to what, nil rate, okay. So here it is this particular scenarios, okay. Next there is one word called as zero rated supply. Zero rated supply, okay, one is taxable supply and zero rated supply. Zero rated supply is nothing but export supply and, okay, supply to ACZ, supply to what, ACZ unit or developer, both are subject to this particular scenarios, okay. So this is all about this particular topic. We have just covered chapter 1, okay. So this is a topic which has been covered in this particular scenarios now, okay. So இதுதான் வந்து almost topic 1 ல இருக்கிற chapters, I think so. I briefly explained this particular scenarios. Now what I will do in the sense, I will share okay. So உங்க டாபிக் வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா ரெண்டு scenarios, okay. ஒன்னு வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா நம்ம GST தான் மேஜர் டாபிக் 80%, and this one வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா 20%. நம்ம GST ஃபர்ஸ்ட் கவர் பண்றோம், GST 20%, 80%, and கஸ்டம் வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா 20% டாபிக்ஸ் கவரேஜ், ஓகேவா. நம்பர் 2, So we are covering these topics and all. Later on topics நம்ம போவோம். First introduction, we just taken topics. So we are just discussing about direct tax and indirect tax. Okay, income based. Okay, இது வந்து supply based. Okay, also from one person to another person, one person to another person. இது depends upon the previous year income concept. There is no previous year income concept. இது வந்து Central Board of Direct Tax. இது வந்து மட்டும் CBIC. இது நான் இது மட்டும் மிஸ் பண்ணேன். Okay, so this is scenarios. Next, number 2, we are talking about CGST, IGST, SGST, UTGST la நம்ம பார்த்தோம். Okay, and we are also discussing about the scenarios like petrol, crude, high-speed diesel, oil, motor spirit, natural gas, aviation. Okay, this and all not included. Okay, GST scenarios. Next one பாத்தீங்கன்னா okay, next one பாத்தீங்கன்னா what is GST பத்தி பார்த்தோம். Okay, we are understanding about the GST. Like GST is a value-added taxes, and there is other things and all. Final customer, there is no cascading effect, etc., etc. Okay, we also understanding about the advantages. One tax, one, there is one nation, one tax. Okay, in the registration, multiple registration has been avoided. Cascading effect has been avoided. One second. Cascading effect has been avoided. Okay, next, lower cost of productions. Next one, manufacturing activities. There is no difference between this, etc. Okay. Next, also we are understanding what this particular scenario is one nation, one tax. Okay. Next one, we are also understanding CGST, SGST, UTGST. Okay. Next one, இதுதான் நம்ம பார்த்தோம். UTGST there are totally 7 union, there is 29 states, 7 union territories. On this 29 states, okay, there is, it is subject to SGST, and union territories பொறுத்தவரைக்கும் ரெண்டா பிரிச்சுக்கங்க. ஒன்னு வந்து பாண்டிச்சேரி and okay, Delhi. Okay, that is subject to having state legislature, so they are subject to SGST Act. Okay, other things it is subject to what? CGST and there is UTGST Act. Okay, it is subject to what? UTGST. In the 5 year one, it is subject to UTGST. Okay, next one, we have been understanding this particular scenarios like GST and network. Okay, GST network, I'm already from a non-profit organization, so we have been explaining about this non-profit organization. Okay, so here also we have been explaining about this particular this scenarios like it is a separate network where you can do all such activities. One, you can file a return, or you can file a registration, you can pay the tax, or you can, that is, you can clear, etc., etc. Next one, you can generate accordingly. Okay, this we are already seen. Next one, okay, in the portal which you have to do all those activities, core activities for the registration, returns, and payment. If suppose you want to any help desk, you can get a help desk. Okay, and if you check this central tax, state tax, ID tax, etc., etc., then you can get a refund also through this only. You can do assessment also through this only, and you can do audit and enforcement through this only, and any other recovery proceeding, etc. If they want to send the notice, etc., they are just going to send accordingly. Next, we are also discussing about the GST Council. When you're discussing about the GST Council, we are talking about the Union Finance Minister, okay, and Union Finance Minister of in this particular scenarios. Okay, wait a minute. Okay, Union Finance Minister, State, then Union Minister of State in charge, then Revenue Ministers, okay, GST Council, etc. We're just talking about this, and they can decide. Okay, they can decide the tax rate, exemption, threshold, dispute, and GST legislation. Okay, then we are understanding about the turnover. We already discussed about the turnover, that all turnover, exempt supply, okay, and both interstate and intrastate. Then we are also having same PAN number, except all taxable supply. Except what? All taxable supply. Okay, so this also we have seen. Next one, okay, we are talking about what? Business. When you're talking about business, okay, this is the main scenarios. Okay, when you're talking about business, when talking about business, okay, this is the main, we have to understand this commerce, this, etc., etc. trade, commerce, manufacturing, professional, vocation, adventure, wages, etc., etc. Okay, and also we are understanding the transaction this particular area. Okay, then on the we also understand the other activities like central government, state government. This particular view also we have been understanding. Okay, next. Okay, this with relates to we are also discussing about this admission. We are also discussing about this the admission we have discussed. Okay, we also discuss about the bid. Okay, anything which has been collected by the state government, revenue government. This also we have discussed. Okay, next we are talking about business vertical. Business vertical is nothing but you have business vertical with which are subject. There is risk and rewards are different. Nothing but you have different business, different scenarios. Okay, for that we just going to see in the registration topic under this particular topic. Next, also we also discussing about casual taxable person. Casual taxable person we already discussed that. Number one, okay, if they are going, they don't have any place of business, no fixed place of business. If you see in this word, okay, no fixed place of business. Sure. Sure. Okay, no fixed place of business. Okay, right. So they don't have any fixed place of business. Okay, next we are also discussing about, okay, like composition levy. Already we discussed that bundled. Okay, in the word bundle of services. Ungal book underline panning bundle of services. Okay, there is two or more taxable services. Okay, example transport with insurance, etc., etc. Okay, without this transport there is no insurance. Like that, that is called as what bundle of services. Okay, consideration we are not discussed. Consideration we'll discuss later. Okay, continuous supply we are not discussed. Continuous supply also will discuss later. Okay, next one we also discuss about goods. We also discuss about India. Okay, so goods it include all types of goods, mobile property, etc., but does not include money and securities. Okay, and this item we already discussed. Okay, next input tax, taxable supply, non-taxable supply, persons law the major scenarios compared to income tax. Okay, there is a one word called as central government and state government. Okay, this principal supply we already discussed in composite supply. Okay, that scenarios. Okay, recipient is nothing but the person who is just getting the goods and paying the consideration is called as what recipient. He may pay with consideration or without consideration. That and all we'll discuss in the time of levy. Okay, and we are also discussing about reverse charge. Okay, next we are also discussing about supplier, taxable person, etc., etc. Clear? So this is a topic one. Okay, we have been discussed. Next. Okay, I share this scenarios. இது வந்து நம்ம ரிட்டன் நோட்ஸ் பசங்களுக்கு நான் ஆல்ரெடி கொடுத்துருக்கிறேன். ஓகேவா? ஸோ உங்களுக்கு சிம்பிளிஃபைடு வெர்ஷன்ஸ்ல இருக்கும் இது. ஸோ கொஞ்சம் இதையும் வச்சு படிக்கலாம் நீங்க. ஓகே, எவ்ரி டாபிக் முடிய நம்ம வந்து இந்த நோட்ஸ் உங்களுக்கு ஷேர் பண்ணுவேன். ஓகே, ஸோ இந்த டாபிக்ஸ் ஆல்ரெடி எடுத்தாச்சு. இப்போ நம்ம இப்போ டிஸ்கஸ் பண்ண டாபிக்ஸ் தான். ஓகே, ஸோ டைரக்ட் டாக்ஸ், இன்டைரக்ட் டாக்ஸ் என்னன்றது பார்த்தோம். சேம் பர்சன். Okay, it has been transferred to another person. Income, it is on income, it is on supply. Okay, from person to person differs. It is not person to person. Tax rate when person to person not differs. Okay, controlled by central government, controlled by state government, and controlled by state government. Okay, CBDT, CBIC. Okay, அதுக்கப்புறம் வந்து goods levied. Okay, next வந்து பார்த்தீங்கன்னா இது பிஃபோர் எப்படி இருந்திருக்கு, டாக்ஸோட இது சினாரியோஸ் எப்படி இருக்குன்றது பார்த்தீங்கன்னா ஒரு பிரீஃபா கொடுத்துருப்போம். நெக்ஸ்ட் வந்து பார்த்தீங்கன்னா given a notes that ஓகேவா என்ன எக்ஸைஸ் டியூட்டி எர்லியர் எப்படி இருந்தது. நெக்ஸ்ட் வந்து பார்த்தீங்கன்னா it has been charged by the state government. GST னா என்ன, ஓகே, ஸோ இந்த ஸ்டேட்ல இது இதெல்லாம் வராது. இந்த விஷயம் இதெல்லாம் வந்து பார்த்தா வில் பி டிஸ்கசிங் அண்ட் வில் பி ஷேரிங் ஒன் பை ஒன். ஓகே, அலாங் வித் திஸ் நோட்ஸ். ஓகே, ஸோ மேக் யூஸ் ஆஃப் திஸ். பிசினஸ் என்ன ஆல்ரெடி வி ஹவ் பீன் டிஸ்கஸ்ட். ஓகே, ஸோ அது ஷார்ட் ஃபார்ம் ஓரளவுக்கு கொஞ்சம் இதுவாக எழுதியிருப்பாங்க. நெக்ஸ்ட் வந்து பார்த்தீங்கன்னா கேஷுவல் டாக்ஸபிள் பர்சன், காம்போசிட் சப்ளை, பாயிண்டா நம்ம கொடுத்து எடுத்துருப்போம். நம்ம இதெல்லாம் ரொம்ப இம்பார்ட்டன்ட் வைட்டல்ன்றது டக்குனு படிக்கிறதுக்கு, உங்களுக்கு எக்ஸாம் பாயிண்ட் ஆஃப் வியூ டக்குனு படிக்கிறதுக்கு இட் வில் பி யூஸ்ஃபுல் ஃபார் யூ. ஓகே, நெக்ஸ்ட் இந்தியானா என்ன, பர்சன்ஸ்னா என்ன, ஓகேவா. நெக்ஸ்ட் வந்து பார்த்தீங்கன்னா ஸோ இந்த டாபிக் வைக்கும் விச் இஸ் கோயிங் டு டிஸ்கஸ். கிளியர் கிளியர் ரைட்.